Alright, so we are continuing to review the quadratic formula. There are several things you need to know in order to be successful. One of the very first things you need to know is, what is the quadratic formula? So quadratic formula is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. I will not be giving you the quadratic formula on your quiz. In order to apply the quadratic formula, you need to have a quadratic function in standard form. Standard form is ax squared plus bx plus c, and it must be set equal to 0. So in order to be able to apply the quadratic formula, you need a quadratic function in standard form set equal to 0. So for example number 1, we're going to go through and we are going to find all of the key information. So number 1, we start with our discriminant. So this is set equal to 0, so we're good. Now we want to find the value of the discriminant, so that's b squared minus 4 times a times c. So a is negative 5, c is 1. So the discriminant is 16. A negative times a negative is a positive 20. So the value of the discriminant is 36. So then I have to describe the number and type of solutions. So 36 is positive. Since 36 is positive and non-zero, the number of solutions is 2. It's positive, therefore they're real. And since 36 is a perfect square, they're rational. So I know the discriminant, I know what I'm looking for in terms of solutions. So now I'm going to apply the quadratic formula. So quadratic formula always starts as x equals. It's the opposite of b in my problem. Plus or minus the square root of my discriminant. Notice the discriminant does not include the square root. All over 2 times a. So the square root of 36 is 6. So that becomes negative 4 plus or minus 6 all over negative 10. And then because we have a whole number being added, we're going to split that into 2 parts. Negative 4 plus 6 and negative 4 minus 6. Negative 4 plus 6 is 2. Negative 4 minus 6 is negative 10. A negative over a negative is a positive, and 10 over 10 is 1. Here you can leave it as negative 2 over 10, or reduce it to negative 1 over 5. number 2. So rule is you have to get it set equal to 0, so we're going to add 13 to the other side. Find our discriminant. So this time, anytime you square a negative, it's always positive. But here we have a negative times 2 positives, so that stays negative. So you get 16 minus 52, which is now negative 36. So now my number and type is still 2, but because this is negative, they're no longer real. They're imaginary. Quadratic formula is x equals negative b, so positive 4, plus or minus the square root of negative 36 all over 2a. So we get 4 plus or minus a negative becomes an I. Square root of 36 is 6 all over 2. Yes. So because 36 is a perfect square, it would be rational. Yeah, you don't. If it's a perfect square, it's the same rules whether it's negative or positive. Okay, and then on the back, the last one, find the discriminant and describe the roots. So again, we have a, b, and c. It's set equal to 0. So we have b squared minus 4ac. 4 times 5 is 20. 20 times 4 is 80. So you get negative 76. So that's 2 imaginary. And in this case, because 76 is a non-perfect square, they would be irrational. let's go back to our Jeopardy game. Yeah, it'll help me remember. Yep. Right, so we've done a couple 100s, a couple 300s, etc. So I have them marked down on my paper back here. You should have work and filled in spaces on your boxes on your handout. That was gross. So let's figure, what? We started with the fellas, and then we had Kiara, we had Maddie, Nick, Maya, Colton, so Ryan, Jordan, right?
No, we were the last ones.
You two were the last ones to go, but you went. Yeah. So like it's on Reese and Rob. Okay, Reese and Rob. So let's start since currently the right side is dominating the left side. Rob, I'm going to give you category and points. 100 and 300. All right. So complex numbers for 200. Please simplify the square root of negative 54.
It didn't work. No.
That is correct. Okay, correct answer is 3i square roots of 6, because 54 breaks down into 9 and 6. Square root of 9 is 3. So you get 3i square roots of 6. Okay, 200 points go to the right. 800. Okay, so that gives Molly and Micah.
I don't know what the heck I'm doing, but you know I'm going quad salt.
Kind of figured. So I kind of figured. Okay, quadratic formula for 500. Please solve the following equation using the quadratic formula. So I have very similar answers to you. Just check your signs, Molly. No, go back to your set or you're disqualified.
Okay.
I can't go cheat off her board. What?
Said who? Since when was that a rule?
That's always been a rule. Very good.
I had it before.
You actually did not. All right, so left side gets the 500.
I had to go quad salt. I can't not quad salt.
Okay, Brady and Joe. Correct answers were -3 and -0.5. If you're struggling, Molly's work is good. Just at the very end, she dropped her negative on the 7, and then she lost the 2 negatives on her answer, but worked backwards, self-corrected. So what's nice about these is you can work backwards if it doesn't work. Okay, category and points, Brady. Factor, is that what you said? Or was that somebody else? Okay. In the 100s, you have factoring and solving, the discriminant, everything but the 100. Just the 100. All right. Discriminant for 200. Find the value of the discriminant and tell me how many solutions and what type. Good. Okay, so you both got the 0. Fantastic. Just Brady, it. The last thing you have to do is you have to tell me how many and what type. So like the 1 real. But good. Your discriminant value is correct. They want to see your work, Joe. Leave it there for 2 seconds. Okay, so the value of the discriminant was 0. And we got 1 real. I was just giving them a second, sorry. Alright, so what are you doing, Colton?
Quad solving for 4.
Alright.
Oh yeah.
Tyler
Yeah.
Okay, it's actually worth 800. Daily double. My computer's on mute. All right, solve the equation and write your answer. Make sure you have an I if applicable. It's not a hint or anything. You're extremely close. You have 1 tiny error. Now, make sure your I is in front of the square root. So when you erase, like, or outside, yeah. So when you erased your square root, I was like, okay, it's going to move the I, and then you, like, got rid of it all. And I was like, no. Yes. So everything up there is good for both boys, but Tyler's just still going. Same for you. Don't lose the square root on your 23. The I goes in front, or at the end, outside. Like, see how I have it outside at the end, or in front here. It is no longer inside. Okay? Does that help everybody at our seats as well? Okay, back to the beginning. Okay, Miss Jenkins, category and points. All right, discriminant, 300. I need the value as well as the number and type of solution. So I'm looking for 3 things. Okay, that is correct. So, Bella, don't erase yet, because a lot of people do. You did. Okay, do you see how our 4, no, you're good. Well, the right side of this is correct. Do you see the difference between the right and the left? Is that -4? Make sure, like you even did it perfectly on the board. You put the parentheses around the -2 squared. But anytime you square a negative, it becomes positive. So that should have been a +4, which would then give you the -116. Good? Yes. Whoops. Oh, we should know not to listen to Jordan. You can erase. All right, Miss Maria and Garrett. Okay, category and points, Maria. All right, quadratic formula, 300.
What's up?
Okay, that is correct. You are also on the very correct track. You just had to keep going, like with your square root with the 148. Okay? Oh, wait. You dropped your denominator. So actually, technically, Neither are done or correct yet. Sorry. There was hair in my way. Couldn't see Maria's denominator. Actually the left side. So it's -6 plus or minus square root 148 all over 2a, which is 8. So Garrett's side got it. Yeah. So, Maria, I don't know what happened where I think you flip-flopped your B and your A at the end. Yeah, I think you did. Good job, Garrett. That means Maddie gets to pick category and points this time, not Nick.
Maddie, let's go. 500.
Or you could just do discriminant for 400. What? Discriminant for 400? All right. So again, when you guys are doing this, I need 3 things, right? I need the value of the discriminant, and then the number and type of solutions.
Yeah, I am. Very.
That is correct.
All right. Well, mine would also make that, right?
Correct. Yes. Okay, they are both correct. The correct answer is 0, which is 1 real. All right, Maya and Colton. Sorry. I forgot which way I went. Okay, Colton, pick your category and points. 200. All right, quadratic formula for 200.
You missed the quad solve video. Oh.
Quad solve.
That is correct. All right, so quadratic formula gets a 0 for the discriminant value, which means that your solution is 1, and you have 1 real solution at 1. Okay, next, Jordan, Ryan. There is 7 minutes. You both can get your butts up there.
How many complex numbers are there?
There is a 200, 400, and 500.
200, you said? I'm gonna go with the complex numbers.
Did we just do, you know what, we did that today, I'm sorry. 400 and 500.
I'm gonna say complex numbers.
Okay.
That's the way it needs to be.
Quadratic formula.
Alright, someone say it up.
So keep going, quadratic formula. That's set equal to 0. Now you gotta do the quadratic formula.
Alright.
Negative b plus or minus the square root.
Okay, someone said negative b. X equals plus or minus b squared. Come on.
Yeah, he's right.
B squared.
Minus 4ac.
Minus 4ac over 2a.
There you go.
Alright, now what's the negative b?
What's the b value?
3x squared.
That's the ax squared value. What's your b?
30.
There you go, Ryan. No x's. There you go. There you go, Jordan. Good.
Shut up.
Really, Ryan?
Yeah, really not. Just stuff together.
Just plug in the letters.
You got it, Ryan. Don't worry. Letters.
No, Ryan. Like no, not you. No. Like Ryan's like trying to look at yours, but just plug in the letters. Like it goes A, B, C, A, X squared, B, X, C.
Okay, so.
George, come on, my guy. You lost that hole.
Plus or minus,
Come on, Jordan. Do it on a calculator.
Dude, I am doing it on the calculator.
So what'd you get?
I didn't get it right.
You wrote it down right. What number did you get for under the square root?
12 times 10.
12 times. That's cheating.
Very good. Thank you.
I know, I'm so. So
Jordan, fix your mask. Thank you.
Hey, I just didn't know. What? Hey, I just didn't know.
Okay, so I don't know whether to be concerned or not.
You probably should have been.
Your quiz, guys, your quiz is on Friday. Thursday.
Friday.
Friday is prom day. We won't be here. I won't be here. You won't be here.
Hey, I'll come in and visit you.
I will not be here. I will be at home. We don't have to work on prom day. So the correct answer should have been -7 plus or minus I squared 71 all over 6. There is a Delta Math tomorrow. There is. Because for those of you who are struggling, it will help you. There are videos I posted. There are lessons you can rewatch. You have to memorize the formula.
Please tell me that